Hey y'all, so this week we are learning something new. Usually every week we'll be learning something new. But this week's topic is decimals. And technically the standard is adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing decimals. But we're only focusing on adding and subtracting decimals this week. And then next week we will get into multiplying and dividing. All right? So you should have probably learned or have been introduced to adding and subtracting decimals in 5th grade. If not, no biggie. I'm going to teach you now. Before I get started, a couple things I want to say is if you notice there is not a guided practice worksheet for this one, I'm just picking up random numbers and adding them. So I suggest getting a clean sheet of paper out and working it with me because you will have an independent practice that will be on Google Forms that you will have to obviously use a clean sheet of paper and do the work that way. So yeah, another thing is I have linked below in the description area a video I would usually show if kids are in my classroom to help remind them what to do when we add and subtract decimals. So I'm going to link that down here. And if you are coming to school this week, you'll probably see it in the classroom, but this is especially for those who are not coming to the school at all. All right, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is have it kind of easy. I'm going to just put, let's say, 3 and 24 hundredths plus 5 and 97 hundredths. So the first thing you want to make sure you do whenever you solve a addition or subtraction problem when it comes to decimals is you want to line them up by the place value. You always want to line your numbers up by the place value. And a good way to know, okay, are my place values lined up, is if your decimal is lined up. Now I know probably my decimal is like a little bit off, but as long as your decimals are basically right on top of each other, then you are good to go. And if you need to, you could always just do this right here. So you know, okay, they're in a line, so my place values are lined up. I am good to go. So now we just add. 4 plus 7 is 11. So I'm gonna put my 1, carry the other 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 9 is 12. I'm gonna put my 2, carry my 1. 1 plus 3 is 4, and then 4 plus 5 is 9. Now, technically you would be done if we weren't working with decimals. If we were working with just regular whole numbers, you would be done. But since we are working with decimals, you have to bring the decimal down. If you do not bring your decimal down, your answer is going to be wrong. So make sure you bring down that decimal point. And 9 and 21 hundredths is our answer. We're going to do another one. We're going to do 7 and 2 hundredths plus 11 and 43 hundredths. So you see how my decimals are still lined up. I'm not just, I didn't put the 11 starting at underneath 7, because if you do that, the decimals are not lined up. So you need to make sure you always line up your place values using the decimal point. Again, if you need to, after you've written your numbers, draw like a little dashed lines going down to make sure that the decimals are lined up. So now we're going to add. 2 plus 3 is 5. 0 plus 4 is 4. 7 plus 1 is 8. And then I'll just bring down that 1. But remember, I'm not done because I'm working with decimals. So I have to bring down my decimal point. And our answer is 18 and 45 hundredths. All right, so now I'm going to do another one. Another one similar to this, and then I'm going to change it up. Let's do 24 and 3/10 plus 9 and 4/10. So again, you want to make sure that your decimals are lined up because that's going to help you know, okay, my place values are lined up. So again, you could always, to just check, do some dashed lines going down to make sure, okay, my decimals are in the same line. If they're not, then that means you need to shift your numbers over to make sure that they are lined up. So now, I'm going to add. 3 plus 4 is 7, so I'm going to put 7. 4 plus 9 is 13. I'll put my 3, carry the 1, and then 1 plus 2 is 3. But wait! I'm not done. I still have to put that decimal there. So I'm going to put my decimal. Now we're done. Our answer is 33 and 7/10. So now we're gonna continue with adding decimals, but now we're gonna add decimals where some place values behind the decimal point are missing. And so y'all can know what you need to do if you have two decimals that they don't have the same numbers or the same amount of numbers behind the decimal point.